Hi everyone. In our channel, apart from gross anatomy lectures, anatomy quiz series, practical exam preparation series, surgical anatomy section, radiological anatomy series, histology in a nutshell, easy embryology, anatomical variations. So there are so many playlists. Those who have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so that you will get the recent updates every day. So we will continue in this class histology of the stomach. We have started with the histology of the GIT and we have seen in the last class histology of the esophagus. So today's class is histology of the stomach. Stomach, you know, it is the most dilated part of the alimentary canal and its capacity varies according to the age of the person and it is sac like. Parts of the stomach you should have learnt in the gross anatomy: fundus, body, and pylorus, and two ends, cardiac end and pyloric end. Histology of the stomach. It follows the general plan of the histology of the GIT, having all the four layers of the GIT: mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa. But it has some additional features. Longitudinal folds, they are called as rugae. Longitudinal folds of mucosa and submucosa, and they present gastric pits. So these are the very specific features of the microscopic structure of the stomach, and the gastric glands open into the gastric pits. So these are the arrows are showing the gastric pits in the stomach where the gastric glands open. So it has four layers you can see in this image: mucosa, submucosa, and muscularis externa. And serosa is next to muscularis externa. If you see gastric pits, they are small polygonal or funnel shaped depressions of 0.5 millimeter in diameter. So you can observe the gastric pits so that the glands open into the pits. Each pit receives 5 to 7 gastric glands. So in this you can see the again the gastric pits and the gastric glands. So you can see the in the image esophagus, which is stratified squamous epithelium non-keratinized, and stomach starting of the simple columnar epithelium of the GIT. So that's the squamo-columnar junction you can observe in this histological image. So its mucosa is made of epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, lamina propria, and muscularis mucosae. Simple columnar epithelium presents the gastric pits. There are some other cells, surface mucus cells, visible, they secrete the visible mucus and its function is obvious. If you see the electron microscopic appearance of the surface lining simple columnar epithelium, it presents short microvilli, basal nucleus, atypical cytoplasm granules which secrete mucus. These cells are having the cell junctions, zonula occludens, and adherents. Lamina propria, it is loose, highly vascularized connective tissue containing closely packed gastric glands. Yes, try to see the number of gastric glands. You see the structure of the gastric glands, they are tubular from the muscularis mucosae to the base of the gastric pit. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the gastric glands and the gastric pits. It presents three regions: the gastric glands, isthmus and neck, then body, and near the muscularis mucosa it will be called as base, lined by various types of the cells in the gastric glands. There are three categories of gastric glands: cardiac, and mainly in the fundus, mainly in the body and the fundus and the body of stomach, and third is the pyloric part of the stomach. All are tubular, sometimes branched. This in the fundus and body, they are the principal gastric glands. They are highly differentiated. 6 cell types: surface lining cells, regenerative or stem cells, mucous neck cells, parietal or oxyntic cells, chief cells, and DNA cell. We will see the cells in detail. Mucous neck cells in neck of the gland mainly. They are columnar, same like surface epithelium. It contains atypical cytoplasm, which has the secretory granules, soluble mucus to lubricate the gastric contents. Parietal or oxyntic cells in upper half of gland mainly. They are large, round to pyramidal, about 20 to 25 micron in diameter, project in the periphery of the gland, giving the beaded appearance to the gland. These cells secrete HCl and gastric intrinsic factor. Parietal cells or oxyntic cells, which are round, having the basal nucleus and eosinophilic cytoplasm. Plasmalemma of the apex invaginates deep so that they form the intracellular canaliculi. So the canaliculi into the cell itself, lined by the microvilli. These cells are rich in the mitochondria. So if you see this high magnification of the gastric glands, you can observe the varieties of cells in the gastric glands as we have seen now only in the diagrammatic part. So this image is uh, very clear in explaining the gastric pits and the lining of the gastric glands from the muscularis mucosae to the epithelium. Chief or zymogenic cells in the base of the glands mainly columnar in shape, short, blunt microvilli, basophilic cytoplasm it contains, basal nucleus, and the apical cytoplasm contains the zymogen granules, which contains proenzyme pepsinogen. DNEA cells, otherwise called as argentaffin or organophilic cells, APUD cells, enteroendocrine cells. They are the group of small cells between the other epithelial cells. 13 different cell types of these cells are present in the gastric mucosa. Main difference in the fundic and body region and pyloric region. Fundic and body region is shortly called fundic region. They are the principal glands. Pyloric region. So the gastric pits are shallower, occupying 1/3 of the lamina propria. You see in the pyloric region, they are deeper, occupying 2/3 into the lamina propria. Gastric glands are simple tubular in the fundic region. Gastric glands are branched tubular in the pyloric region. Cells of the fundic glands contain 6 cell types. Cell types of pyloric glands: mucous neck cells predominantly, few parietal cells, and DNA cells, which secrete the mainly this pyloric glands secrete the gastrin. So these two images are very important to identify the differences between the stomach fundus and stomach pylorus. So you should observe the gastric pits, which is the important differentiating point in the two regions. Apart from this fundic and pyloric, there are cardiac glands also. They are simple tubular and compound branch tubular also. They are the mucus secreting cells mainly. Parietal and chief cells are less in number. So you can appreciate the three different types of the glands in the three different parts of the stomach: cardiac, fundic, and pyloric. And it's very interesting to see three different microscopic features in a stomach, in three parts of the stomach. So we have finished the mucosa. In the mucosa, epithelium and lamina propria we have finished. Third layer of the mucosa is muscularis mucosae. It contains three layers: inner circular, outer longitudinal, and outermost circular. So again, this is the differentiating feature of the stomach from the other parts of the GIT. Submucosa, it does not have any different or specific features apart from the regular features of the GIT. Muscularis externa, three layers. Again, this is the difference between the other parts of the GIT and microscopic structure of this GIT stomach. Three layers are innermost oblique, middle circular, along entire stomach. This circular layer is modified in the pylorus as the pyloric sphincter, and the outer longitudinal most evident in the cardiac and the body of the stomach. So you can appreciate the muscular layer. Muscularis externa, you try to observe in this microscopic image. Inner oblique, middle circular, and outer longitudinal. Serosa, entire stomach, it is covering the entire stomach, made of thin, loose, subserous connective tissue covered by simple squamous epithelium. So we have come to the histophysiology of the stomach. The gastric glands secrete gastric juice of about 2 to 3 liters per day. So you should know the gastric juice, contents of the gastric juice. And three muscle layers, they cause this churning action on contraction. Contraction of the muscularis mucosae exposes the chyme to the entire gastric mucosa. So this finishes the histology of the stomach in detail. Even in this class, I have covered the not only the salient features of the histology of the stomach, even all the electron microscopic features of the cells of the glands and all the other details, including the electron microscopic features of all the layers. So this is the histology of the stomach. To get the continuous updates of histology, embryology, and gross anatomy lectures, and also the quiz and practical exam series, surgical anatomy, you subscribe to our channel to get everyday updates.